So God gave me a word for tonight. And some of you may know, I used to be a financial advisor for a number of years, right? And we would help clients with their finances, retirement planning, all of that stuff. And we had a set of clients that came in one time, and their identity had been stolen. And identity theft it's terrible. It's really terrible. It really crippled them. It wreaks havoc on a person's life. I mean, they couldn't borrow money. You can't get a mortgage. You can't get credit. You can't borrow money. And it doesn't we just think, oh, it can just be fixed, no problem. It takes years to fix it. Years and years and years. It crippled them, right, for a number of years. And they figured out it was like from a hotel room or whatever, because all your information is on that key, right? So don't turn that key in. Shred it. So anyway, we were praying leading into today, and God's like, you need to talk on identity theft, right? Because it says in 1 Peter that we are a chosen race. We are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, right? That you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, right? We are a royal priesthood. We are a chosen race. So who are we? What are we, right? It says in James, he chose to give birth to us. Out of all creation, we became his prized possession. We did. Everybody in this room, everybody on the planet became his prized possession, okay? In Romans 8:37, no, despite all these things, overwhelming victory is ours through Christ. Overwhelming victory, not like, man, we barely made it out. Overwhelming victory, right? Since we are his children, we are his heirs. Heirs. Heirs of Christ, heirs of God. Like he owns the entire universe. We are his heirs. We get his inheritance. Yes. It's not a little teeny life insurance policy that's like worth $10,000 that's barely going to bury you. It is an earthly, a universal inheritance. Yes. Belows our minds, right? Amen. We are his workmanship, spiritually transformed to be used for good works, which he prepared us for, right? We are human, but we don't fight as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. It says in John 14:12, we can do Jesus said this, we can do everything he did and even greater works. He did a lot of pretty dang cool stuff. He raised people from the dead. That's pretty amazing. He says we can do that and more. Amen. Hello. So, God is for us. Who can be against us? Amen. Overwhelming victory. Yes. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? We walk around here broken. We walk around here defeated. So many Christians, they're living defeated. They're living with their head down. They're living in shame because they've made mistakes. They're living, held on to their past. They're living sick. They're living broke. They're living poor. They're living downtrodden. They're living a mess because their identity's been stolen. Because they have forgotten who they are. We can't forget who we are. We are God's prized possession. We are victors. We are royalty. Yes. Not a temporary royalty that we're going to find on this earth over in England. Real royalty. Amen. That will last forever and ever and ever. We are his heirs. We are designed for good work. We are chosen. We can do all he did and more. We can wage war in the spirit world. All we have to do is take back the identity he's giving back to us. It's simple. We can walk in victory every single day. We don't have to be beaten up and down. We have destiny. Every person in this room, every person on the earth, God created with a specific purpose, an original design. That's our identity, that original design, what he created us for. If you're breathing, and all of you in this room are breathing, God's not done with you. Get to your original design. Get your identity back. Steal it back from the devil because he done stole it from us. And we're done, right? We're done with it. So we're here on purpose. And so I want to say this too. Because it's that shame that can hold us back, right? Well, he must be done. No, there's a song out. It's called So Will I. 100 billion failures disappear in his eyes. 100 billion. All of our failures disappear in his eyes. We don't have to let this mistake we made yesterday or last week or 2 years ago or 20 years ago hold us back anymore. That is not our identity. Our identity is royalty. Our identity is heirs. Our identity is we are chosen. We are his masterpieces, right? So it's time to say, no, devil. I'm forgiven and released. Don't bring shame on me anymore. It's time to say, no, devil, God does have plans for me. I have purpose. I have destiny. I'm created for a reason. It's time to say, no, devil. I'm not listening to those thoughts that you're giving me. It's time to say, no, devil. I'm taking back the years that you have stolen from me. You will not have control over me. I will have control over my thoughts because Jesus is the ruler, right? So it's time to take back our identity and be who God designed us to be. Thank you.